Hello everyone, so I'm going to be filming the mid-year book freakout tag, which is very exciting. I thought I wasn't going to film it this year and it is August, so you know, it's a little late, but I decided who cares, I want to film this, so we're doing it. So basically this tag was created by my friend Chammy and she actually did it ages ago, but it's an iconic booktube tag and I love doing it because it is a great way to reflect on your reading for the first half of the year. And you know, I love choosing like the best books of the year, the worst books of the year, obviously so far, and talking about reading plans for the rest of the year, all of that. So that's what I'll be talking about in this video. Very exciting. Another exciting thing is I'm working with NordVPN again in this video. I love NordVPN. I use it every day, obviously, and I just highly recommend them. So if you're unfamiliar with what a VPN is, a VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and basically it protects your data so hackers can't steal your passwords and other important information. So it's really important to have, and it's so easy to use. You can connect with one click or enable auto connect for zero-click protection. And NordVPN have over 5,400 servers in 59 countries, so you can find a server near you for better speeds or a server further away to access extra content. So I'm sure a lot of you know that Netflix has different libraries in different countries, so I use NordVPN for this feature literally all the time. It really expands your film and TV show watching opportunities, you know? So I have finally been getting back into watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is an anime that is incredible. And I've mentioned it on my channel like years ago and I still haven't finished it because I honestly don't have the answers. But the important thing is I'm finally getting back into it and I'm going to finish it. And it's not available on Australian Netflix, but it's in Japan's Netflix library. So basically I use NordVPN, click a server in Japan and access extra content that way. And that is how I watch Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. NordVPN also has amazing speed. It is confirmed by speed tests that NordVPN is the fastest VPN out there. Love that. And you can use NordVPN on up to 6 different devices and it is available on all major platforms: iOS, Android, Windows, even Android TV. So if that all sounds amazing to you, you can get the exclusive NordVPN deal by going to nordvpn.com/Chloe. It's completely risk-free with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. So I'll have that link in my description, and thank you so much to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. So question 1. I actually think I added this question because the first question was best book of the year so far, and I was like, no offense, we need a bit of a build-up. So I'm going to start with worst book of the year that I've read so far. And that definitely has to go to It's Not Summer Without You by Jenny Han. This is the sequel to The Summer I Turned Pretty, and I made a whole video where I read that whole series. So if you watch that video, you know I hated this book. It was just not good. The writing was not it. The characters were bland pieces of bread. Really weird things happened in this book. It was truly something else. But I love the TV show. I absolutely love the TV show. So if you want to hear all my thoughts, you can watch that video. But yeah, this was definitely the worst book I've read. That was like 1 star. But for the best book that I've read so far this year, that was really hard because I've read some truly incredible books this year. Ultimately, I decided that it's a tie between these 2 at the moment. Acts of Desperation by Megan Nolan was truly an experience. This is an anti-romance. It follows a girl who is definitely obsessed with love and uses love as a way to feel validated, and she definitely seeks male validation, and unfortunately that is something that I have struggled with. So reading this was a lot. Like, it wasn't, I wouldn't say easy to read. Hello there? Ah, Scruffy, look who's home. So I definitely felt like Megan Nolan was stalking me and was like, oh, this is exactly how Chloe's feeling, and wrote this book. So it was actually kind of scary at times. Like, I was literally like watching over my shoulder like, where are you, Megan Nolan? And it's just such a good feeling when you find an author that just absolutely gets your mind and yeah, makes you feel like they literally stole your thoughts, sort of thing. And incredible writing, absolutely incredible. So many amazing passages. And I buddy read this with Caitlin, and it actually took us like months to read this because sometimes we just needed to relax and read something lighter. And like I said, this is quite a lot to read at times because it's so confronting and definitely makes you reflect and realize a lot about yourself and society and humans and love. But it was an incredible experience to read it with her slowly, and we read like the entire thing on FaceTime together. It was amazing. So not only did I get that experience of like really connecting to the book, I had obviously that bonding moment with Caitlin as well, because every time we buddy read a book, it's always obviously a bonding moment, but especially when it's like something so personal and we can like discuss. And wow, just reading and reading with your bestie, that is what life is about. So anyway, I just absolutely love this and will definitely be rereading it over the years. And I just can't believe this is Megan Nolan's first book. Like, that's insanity. I cannot wait to read her future books. And actually I might as well get into it now because one of the questions later on is favorite new author, and that definitely goes to Megan Nolan because I will be reading everything that she writes. But Penny! Seriously! But that book is definitely tied with this book because Beautiful Worlds Where Are You by Sally Rooney. It was just incredible. This is the most recent book that I finished reading, and it really came along a journey with me because I took it to Bali. There were just so many key moments where I was like sitting in a beautiful place reading this beautiful book and just reading and just like looking up and being like, wow, Beautiful Worlds Where Are You right here. Like, it was such an insane experience that I'll obviously never forget. And this book is just wow. It follows two best friends, Alice and Eileen, and they are in two different relationships. So it follows the two couples, and it's honestly just like talking about relationships, talking about life, what's the meaning of life, talking about friendships. It's just exactly the type of book that I love. Beautiful writing, beautiful characters, beautiful insights into the world. Very thought-provoking, so there are a lot of passages that I would read and just be like, wow. And then I would like discuss it with Caitlin or discuss it with my patrons because this was my Patreon book club book, so that was also a really stunning experience to be able to discuss it with everyone there. So many moments where I would read it and just be like, are you kidding me? This is exactly how I've been feeling, and Sally Rooney has articulated my thoughts so well. That feeling is honestly unmatched, and Sally Rooney is one of the few authors that give me that feeling, so just so thankful for this book and absolutely love it. And for the question best sequel I've read this year, I actually have not read like any sequels besides the sequels to The Summer I Turned Pretty, which is insanity because yeah, like what's that about? I mean, I know I'm not in my fantasy era, but like none? That was so shocking to me. Anyway, so yeah, I can't really answer this question because it's definitely not, it's not Summer Without You. Okay, the next question is new release you haven't read yet but want to. I have to say Electra by Jennifer Saint because I read Ariadne by Jennifer Saint earlier this year, and that book was absolutely out of this world beautiful. Honestly, I was considering it for best book I've read so far this year. Like, it's definitely up there. So I'm disgusted that I haven't read this yet because this is her newest release, and it's another Greek mythology retelling. Absolutely beautiful. And just look at these end papers. I know that's not the point right now, but I just have to talk about them. And yeah, so hopefully I will get to this ASAP. Okay, so for most anticipated release for the second half of the year, that definitely has to go to The American Roommate Experiment by Elena Armes because, you know, I love The Spanish Love Deception, which is her debut novel. And I have been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for The American Roommate Experiment. So when I can read that with Kevin and Caitlin, that will be peak happiness. Like, I just know it. We've been talking about it for so long, and that's just gonna be a really special moment. And I'm just so, like, I literally could cry just thinking about it. Like, I'm just so thankful for book releases because it's so fun to look forward to something. And obviously starting book releases, thank you. Not only can I wait for the Aaron and Catalina appearances, I'm obviously just excited for Rosie's story because I love Rosie. If you didn't know, Rosie is Catalina's best friend and Catalina is the main character in The Spanish Love Deception. So I already know that I love Rosie, and I know that I'm going to love the love interest. Lucas, I think his name is. And they are like roommates. Like, how fun. Like, I'm just really excited. Okay, so for biggest disappointment, I definitely have to go with The Love Hypothesis. This is a romance that a lot of people said that I would love, and for some reason people who love The Spanish Love Deception seem to love this, and sometimes love this even more than The Spanish Love Deception, but this was not it for me. Like, I did not like it. There were definitely some cute moments, but overall there were a lot of issues that I had with it, and I didn't get any butterflies, which is one of my favorite things to get when reading a romance novel. Like, that's the reason I read them, because I love that serotonin of, like, you know, reading it and just like getting so excited for the characters and like, yeah, getting the butterflies. I didn't get that once. So I thought I was going to love it and unfortunately did not like it at all. So that's definitely biggest disappointment. For biggest surprise, I definitely have to go with Still Alive. This is notes from Australia's immigration detention system, and it's a graphic novel, and I loved this. And the reason why I chose it for this question is because I'd actually never heard about it before, and I was on a trip to the Blue Mountains, saw this in one of the bookstores, and I was like, oh, I definitely want to learn more about this. So I looked it up and it had good reviews, so I got it. And I just didn't expect to love it so much, because not only was it really educational and informative, it was also just like really inspirational. Absolutely loved some of the quotes, loved the illustrations, just loved the way that it was put together. And it's definitely become one of my new favorites. So definitely wasn't expecting that. But read it. It's amazing. For the next question, newest fictional crush, I have to go with Aaron Blackford from The Spanish Love Deception. He's definitely not a new crush to me. Like, I have been in love with him for nearly a year now, I think. But I don't think I mentioned him in last year's tag because I think I read this after I filmed that. You know, he needed his moment, and also, no offense, there's been no one else that's come close to him after reading this book, so I don't have anyone else to say for this question besides Aaron Blackford, so Aaron Blackford, love you. For newest favourite character, it's a tie between Alice and Eileen from Beautiful World or Are You. Alice and Eileen are the besties in this book, and they really remind me of me and Caitlin. Not necessarily their like personality traits, but the way that they constantly question everything, talk to each other about life and what it means to be alive and what it means to be a human. And so many of their conversations just reminded me of me and Caitlin, so that was just a really special moment, and I just love them and I love their friendship, so I definitely like immediately thought of them when I read this question. So love you, Alice, love you, Eileen, love you, Simon, Felix. For book that made me cry, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I reread this year and I loved it even more than I did the first time. I was even more emotionally invested, which meant the tears definitely came because this book is definitely a lot. There are some heartbreaking moments, but I think I also just cried at how beautiful some of the relationships in this book are and how beautiful just being in love is. So this book, wow. Wow. For a book that made me happy, that's going to be another reread, Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien 2 by Jomny Sun. And this is one of my favorite graphic novel ever. It's basically about this alien who just comes to Earth and tries to see what humans do and how they live. And I've read it 4 times now, and this just made me so happy because this book just makes me happy and comforted in general, but also it was such a special experience because I actually read this on a Twitch stream that I did. So I just read it to everyone who was in the chat, and it was just such a nice moment and I'll never forget it. So that was definitely a standout happy book memory from this year. Okay, so for most beautiful book that I've bought this year, that definitely has to be Sensa by Junji Ito. This is the Korean edition that I got when I was in Korea. It's just beautiful. Like the cover, wow. The Korean Junji Ito editions are just like next level, and underneath as well, like, are you kidding? I am obsessed with it. Okay, and lastly, what books do I need to read by the end of the year? I have a lot, but I decided to choose 2. I really need to read Night Bitch because I have been meaning to read this for so long, it feels, and I just know I'm gonna love it. And you know, every time I look at it, I'm just like, how the hell have I not read you yet? So yes, definitely Night Bitch. It's supposed to be like similar to Bunny, and it's just supposed to be really bizarre, and that's what I want, you know. And then I really also want to read All About Love by Bell Hooks ASAP because I have been in my nonfiction era. I loved Bell Hooks's other book, Feminism is for Everybody, and I want to read this because this is all about love, and I love reading different perspectives on love, and Bell Hooks uses her incisive mind and razor-sharp pen to explore the question, what is love? Love. Her answer strikes at both the mind and heart. So Hooks examines her own search for emotional connection and society's failure to provide a model for learning to love. I read a book, Conversations on Love by Natasha Lunn, which was incredible, so I definitely want to read more nonfiction books on love and everything. So yes, very excited for this one. But that is the final question, so thank you so much for watching. Please let me know. I would love to know your favorite book of the year so far. But yeah, don't forget to check out nordvpn.com/Chloe to get the exclusive NordVPN deal. If you're looking for more content from me, I have a Patreon where I upload extra content like extra reading vlogs. We do a monthly live show, we do a monthly buddy read, etc. This month we're actually buddy reading The Stationery Shop, which I'm sure is going to be beautiful, so I absolutely can't wait to read it with everyone there. And I film a spoiler-filled reading vlog for the books every month, so yeah, it's really fun. I have all my socials linked below, including my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/gamewithchloe. I'm actually just about to stream Fall Guys with Kevin and Caitlin, so that will be very fun. So I hope you're all having a good day or night, and I will hopefully see you in my next video.